This is the WWE NXT November 4th, 2025 full show results video, which takes place at the Capitol Wrestling Center in Orlando, Florida. The show started with a 6-women tag team match between Fatal Influence vs Lola Vice and The Culling. Fatal Influence faced Vice in a fast-paced tag match filled with quick tags and momentum shifts. Early on, the Culling duo isolated Lainey Reed until she tagged in Fallon Henley, who turned the tide with powerful strikes. Tatum Paxley's athleticism shone with a suplex and enzwajiri, but a missed 450 splash allowed Henley to counter. Chaos erupted as all competitors hit signature moves, including stereo neckbreakers from Henley and Paxley. In the closing moments, miscommunication between Izzy Dame and Tatum Paxley proved costly when JC Jane charged in, and Dame pushed Paxley aside, causing Jane to strike Dame instead. Jane capitalized, hitting a rolling elbow on Izzy Dame to secure the victory for Fatal Influence. El Grande Americano enters the locker room, questioning if it's his and demanding a private one. Josh Briggs confronts him, telling him to put his bag down and challenging him to a match. Grande accepts confidently, declaring he'll prove himself and telling Bravo and Rayo that Briggs belongs to him tonight. A recap shows Kelani Jordan retaining her title by striking Jordan Grace with the TNA Knockouts Championship. Laying Lee comments on Jordan's actions, while Wren tells Kendall she's part of Wren QCC. Kendall discusses surviving Lash, and Wren announces her entry into the Speed Tournament. Jordan arrives, comparing Kendall's win to her own first title victory, urging everyone to watch her message. Kelani Jordan made her way to the ring and delivered a fiery promo defending her controversial actions from last week. She admitted hitting Jordan Grace with the TNA Knockouts title to retain was out of character but justified it, calling out the fans' hypocrisy. Jordan questioned why it's acceptable for Dominic Mysterio or Cody Rhodes to cheat but not her, accusing NXT of being drowned in hypocrisy. She reminded everyone she won the TNA title on her first night and vowed to hold it with prestige, only to be booed and kicked out of the locker room by jealous peers. Jordan claimed she's the most elite athlete in NXT, calling the fans fickle followers who switch allegiance weekly. Declaring she'll be a selfish champion, Jordan announced she won't defend her title in New York, dismissing Laying Lee and the entire locker room as unworthy, ending with, "Call me whatever you want, but call me champion." Kelly Kincaid interviews Bronco Nima and Lucian Price about their recent actions. Nima declares they're coming for everything and will dominate the division, while Price says their message now speaks for itself. Uriah Connors and Cale Dixon confront them, but Andre Chase intervenes, warning them it's unwise to mess with OTM. Then we saw a match between El Grande Americano vs Josh Briggs. El Grande Americano battled Josh Briggs in a hard-hitting match. Early on, Americano impressed with agile counters and technical control, but his showboating let Briggs seize momentum before the break. After trading strikes, Grande rallied with flying headbutts and chops. Tavian Heights interfered, allowing Rayo and Bravo to double-team Briggs with a lung blower. Capitalizing on the chaos, El Grande Americano locked in the Steiner Recliner, forcing Briggs to submit for the victory. Kelani Jordan interrupts Wren QCC, leading to an argument before Ava Raine approaches her. Ava tries to speak privately, but Jordan insists on resolving things immediately. When Jordan refuses to defend her title, Ava reminds her that decision isn't hers. After Tyra Mae Steele steps in, Ava books Jordan vs Steele for NXT. Ricky Saints runs into Miles Bourne backstage, and Bourne asks him to save a piece of Trick Williams for him next week, and they fist bump about it to send us to break. Ricky Saints and Trick Williams held a heated satellite interview ahead of their clash. Trick accused Ricky of being unworthy to carry the NXT title, while Saints fired back, saying Trick's ego couldn't handle losing and that he's been 1 foot in, 1 foot out of NXT for months. Ricky claimed he could take NXT to greater heights than Trick ever could, while Trick dismissed him as a fan who should buy a replica title. The argument escalated as both men stood up, ready to fight. Moments later, cameras cut to a backstage brawl where Trick attacked Saints with a steel pipe. Despite security's efforts, Trick landed a hard shot to Ricky's midsection, grabbed the NXT title, and warned him that next week, he'll see the ruthless side of Trick Williams up close. Then we saw a WWE Speed Women's Championship Tournament first-round match between Wren Sinclair vs Zaria. Zaria, Sinclair and Wren engaged in a fast, technical bout filled with counters and submission attempts. Sinclair fought for control early with an octopus hold and sunset flip, but Wren turned the tide with strikes and a Fujiwara armbar. In the final moments, Zaria countered and scored the pinfall with a lateral press. Then we saw a match between Kelani Jordan versus Tyra Mae Steele. Kelani Jordan faced Tyra Mae Steele in a fast, back-and-forth technical showcase. Steele started strong with wrist locks, takedowns, and a bow and arrow submission, but Jordan countered with quick reversals and near falls. The momentum shifted multiple times, with both trading roll-ups and strikes before Jordan's super kick sent Steele crashing to the floor. Back inside, Steele rallied with powerful lariats, a pop-up drop, and a La Atlantida slam for a near fall. Jordan recovered, striking with sharp elbows and precision offense before hitting a stunning split-legged moonsault. She secured the pinfall victory, proving her agility and resilience against one of NXT's toughest rising competitors. After the match, Santino Marella appeared on the big screen, addressing Kelani Jordan's earlier comments. He clarified that Ava Raine isn't the TNA general manager and announced himself as the director of authority. Santino then revealed Jordan will defend her title in New York City against Laying Lee and Jordynne Grace in a triple threat match. Then we saw a match between J. Yvonne Evans versus Saquon Sugars. J. Yvonne Evans and Saquon Sugars clashed in an explosive, fast-paced match that began with Sugars attacking Evans during his entrance. The action spilled in and out of the ring, featuring hard strikes, drop kicks, and high-flying moves from Evans, including a plancha and springboard attacks. Interference from Dark State members Cutler James, Dion Lennox, and Osiris Griffin repeatedly shifted momentum, with Sugars taking advantage through power moves and disrespectful kicks. Evans fought back with a rebound German suplex, Superman punch, and neuralizer, but Griffin's interference broke a near fall. Despite the chaos, Evans rallied, taking out Dark State one by one before landing a super kick and a spectacular diving tornado to secure the pinfall victory over Sugars in a thrilling main event. Backstage, Blake Monroe speaks with Ava Raine about Gold Rush. Ava says Sol Ruca will get her rematch if medically cleared, despite Blake's skepticism. Suddenly, Blake receives a call, revealing her better half wants an interview next week, leaving Ava puzzled. Backstage, Tatum Paxley admits their loss was her fault. Izzy Dame forgives her but warns that as champion, Tatum must control her emotions and stop making impulsive decisions about title matches. She emphasizes keeping the championship within their group. Tatum thanks her friends, promises to be more selective, and hints at plans for next week. Chelsea Green, Ethan Page, and Alba Fire held a ringside celebration with a giant cake to honor their championship success. Ethan praised himself as the greatest North American champion and declared that he and Chelsea are the best Canadians in WWE, boasting about their AAA mixed tag team titles. Chelsea added that they're hated out of jealousy, and both promised to defend their titles against anyone. When Chelsea mentioned Joe Hendry, Ethan panicked, but Alba said his name, prompting Joe's arrival. Joe mocked their egos and challenged them for the AAA mixed tag titles. Chelsea joked he needed a partner, and Joe revealed Thea Hale, who burst from the cake to attack Chelsea and Alba. Joe and Thea humiliate Ethan with pies, celebrating with Joe's signature pose, and the show goes off the air. How would you rate this week's NXT show? Tell me in the comments, and thanks for watching the video.